This is a new day to try to get right. This is a new day to get on track. Yeah, that's life in football. This is a new day to live your life. This is a new day to try to get right. This is a new day to get on track. Yeah, that's life in football. It's life in football. We are life in football.
You are now listening to the Life in Football podcast. Check out the new website, lifeinfootball.com.
Welcome to the Life in Football podcast, baby. I'm your host, Mike Fee.
And this your coach, Coach Morrell. You know we loving life and enjoying football.
Top-notch coaches all around the world. Top-notch coaches all around the world. Today, our very special guest is Coach Grady Morrell. He's doing his thing right now for Victory Christian. And I'm telling you, man, he done did it as a player as well. And he pointed to the young man, and he helping him to achieve greatness. And not just in football, but in life. And if y'all catch on that game he trying to spit to you, you might go somewhere, not just in football, but you might end up being a successful leader in some type of capacity one day. Because this guy right here, man, he's doing it in a major way. And he just trying to help y'all young guys know, hey, it ain't just about football. I'm trying to help you all around. But without further ado, I'm going to let C-Mo bring him on.
Coach G, how you doing, man?
I'm good, man. Good, man. Extremely blessed, man. I'm honored, privileged, man, to be here with y'all today.
Hey, same here. So, I want to know how it feel to come back and coach at Victory, man.
Oh, man. It's a surreal feeling every time I step back on campus. Just being out there, man, and knowing that, you ran in that same dirt, did some of the same things that some of them guys is doing. And in the culture and the tradition that lies within in Victory, a lot of people really don't know, they don't understand.
Right.
And we had a lot of big time guys, man, a lot of successful people, off the field. And it just, man, it's a great feeling. It's a real big family atmosphere there. And when you come there, man, it's different. We tell people every single time, you come to visit or you come to watch or you come to see what we got going on, it's going to be different than any other program that you ever see. And it's more on the fact that, we're going to build young men, because at some point in time, they're going to be a husband. At some point in time, they're going to be a father, and a lot of them got siblings. So we need to teach them, how to do those things, on and off the field. And football gives them a platform to do so. It teaches a lot of life disciplines.
It do. Now, and you're right. When I first went to my first game in Victory was 2019. I went to back-to-back games, and somehow Stu won on like the last play of the game, but the atmosphere was so live. I was like, man, I love this. This the place to be. Like, that's where a lot of kids eventually gonna just be like, I got to get out there to Victory. But right. You and Coach Student, man, y'all doing y'all thing. Now, how was your recruiting process when you was there? Like, because I know you went to one school, KC, then went to Weber. So how did that end up going about?
First off, man, shout out to my boy K Stu, man. That's that guy, man. If y'all don't know, you know what I'm saying. That's that dude, man. That's that dude, man. That's Big Bro right there, man. He done taught me a lot. But as far as it goes, man, for me, man, playing, I started out, man, my recruitment process, man. I went to Victory. Going into my junior year, man, I was getting recruited by everybody, man. I had because we went to the state championship the year before. Right. And I was getting recruited by everybody, man. Charlie Strong, when he was at the Gators, everybody, man. And they was coming up to the school, man, going into my spring, going into my junior season. Freak accident, man. I had a compound fracture on my ankle, and I lost half of my junior year. So, kind of hurt my recruiting a little bit. Right. And I played, a solid 3-4 games my junior year, man. We ended up losing the first round of the playoffs, big upset, after going to the state the year before. And from there, man, it kind of was an uphill battle. Finished my senior year, man, all state, all county still. And I was, just kind of just waiting around just to see what was going to happen. And to be completely honest with you, man, the first D1 school really that jumped right back on the horn after I got hurt was Fordham University. I'll never forget it, man. I was at a basketball game. We just got done playing, and Coach Patterson called me, and he recruited me off of a film from a school we had played,
Right.
Jupiter Christian, and in the semifinal games. And the Jupiter Christian head coach had talked me up and was like, Coach, man, he's a ball player. And, he called me and was just like, hey, man, listen, man, I seen your film. He said, I don't need to see anything else. And it kind of took off from there. Well, long story short with that, it took a 19 just to get into school because it was a high academic school, man. I had an 18 on my ACT at the time. And, I graduated high school with a 3.3, but man, I was never a good test taker. Never a good test taker. So, I ended up keeping that 18, man, graduating and the school up in Kentucky Christian University, man. I don't know why. Still to this day, God led me there, but it was a new program. They came down here and got a bunch of Florida kids, bunch of Georgia kids, and we went up there and we created our own culture up there. We definitely did, man. It was different. We was in the mountains. We was around a lot of things we really couldn't relate to. And after my first year there, I started tore my ACL. I tore my ACL, man. And when I tore my ACL, man, again, another uphill battle. And I came home, and both of my brothers, who actually coach on the coaching staff there at Victory too, Mr. Chiquette, my one brother, man, he actually was leaving out of Victory, and he turned down big D2 offer to go to play at Weber International. And so I went and watched them, and they played 2 games. And I went to a homecoming game, went to another game. They beat Azusa Pacific, D2 team, and then they beat Georgetown. So I was like, okay. And then from there, I transferred back home, man. I transferred back home and went to Weber because it just wasn't working for me up there. And then from there, my playing career just kind of took off, man. And it's a blessing. I got to play with my brothers in high school, and in college.
Right.
And so it's unique. It's unique in itself. And I had a chance, play a little bit of ball after that, man, a little bit of arena ball, a couple, Canadian things, but that's kind of how my playing career shaped up.
I like that.
Now, I hear you talking about your brothers. I want to know a little bit more about your family. How was it for you growing up? And let us know where you're from.
Oh man, I got a unique story behind that one too. I was originally born in Columbus, Ohio. Shout out to them Buckeyes, man. I'm a Buckeye, man.
Always.
So I grew up in Ohio, man, with my moms. Man, my dad moved down here when I was young, at a young age, and I ended up taking that jump, taking that leap of faith, moved down here with my dad, and my brother came right with me. And that's kind of how, I started going to Victory. And, before I got to Victory, man, my dad had met a an angel of a lady, my stepmom, Miss Laura, man, and, we got a blended family. So I got another brother, man, Mitchell Chiquette, and honestly, man, them was my best friends. You know what I'm saying? Like, we inseparable. We coach on the same coaching staff there at Victory. And we literally spend, our time with each other. We really don't got a huge circle. But I also got a little brother, man, that is he's gonna be in 8th grade next year. He goes to Victory also. Miles Morrell, man, he's a hooper. Yeah, he a hooper, man. But I got a unique blend, man, in my family, man, and I had the opportunity, like I said, to go to college with both of them. My dad actually coaches at Weber International University. He's the head women's coach there. So we was all on the same campus, at the same time, and a lot of people be like, how was that? You know what I'm saying? Having your pops right on your college campus, man. I loved it. You know what I'm saying? I loved it. You know what I mean? My dad a cool cat. Anybody that, that ever meets him, man, my pop's a cool cat, man. I'm the third. I was named after him. I'm the oldest out of all my brothers, man. So we got a real cool bond, man. Real cool bond.
Now, Coach, I want to know for you, just coming back and coaching, and what's your take, or what's your message to the younger players out there? What's information that you provide to help them, or if not just them, what could you say right now to help other young men as well?
It's a couple things, man. I had the pleasure of playing for, 2-time Super Bowl champion Dedrick Dodge when I first came down here. He was the first coach at Victory. And shout out to Unc, man, too, because he actually shaped who I am as a coach right now.
Right.
But couple words of wisdom, man. One thing, people hear it all the time and they don't really understand it. But I tell the young guys all the time, just trust the process. You know what I'm saying? Trust the process, man. And what I mean by trust the process, man, is not just on the football field, off the football field. A lot of guys kind of get caught up in, how many offers they got and how much they work out, how much they do this, man. The first thing that you gotta make sure that you shape up is your character. You got to shape up who you are as a man.
Right.
How you approach people, how you talk to people, how you go about your daily life, the choices that you make. And from there, the academic part of it. Man, I grew up in a household that C's wasn't they weren't allowed. You know
Can't
what I
have it
mean?
at
You can't
all.
have it. So, and we hold our ball players to that same standard. We got to run this. You get a D or an F, man, you gonna run it till it come up off of there. That's how we treat our guys. But that trust in the process, man, that's kind of what it all encompasses, in a nutshell. I always tell my guys too, man, the two H's, man, stay humble and hungry. Humble and hungry. It's easy to get out there and read your newspaper clippings and see how many offers that you got, or see how cool I look, on social media. But that humble and hungry.
Yeah.
I tell my guys all the time, man, somebody give you a slice of that humble pie.
Yeah.
They'll give you a
Quick
slice of that
too.
humble pie. When you think that you got it, they'll give you a slice of that humble pie. Um, and last but not least, man, I always kind of live by the quote that Dodge always told us, man. He always told us, man, excuses are for those who need them, limitations are for those who have them. And I kind of I rock with my guys and tell them that hey, man, this is where you at. You know what I mean? Like, if you gonna make an excuse, I mean, you need an excuse. If you got limits, that means you have a limit.
Right.
And I feel like as young men, they got to understand that they can broaden themselves, beyond football and then on the football field. I tell my guys all the time too, hey, you want to be known as a one position person. You know what I mean? I played a lot of positions.
Right.
You know what I mean? You become more recruitable. You become more marketable if you can play both sides of the ball and be superb at both. But that take a lot of hard work. It take a little bit more grind than the guy that's out there just playing corner. Take a little bit more grind. You got to stay out there a little bit longer.
Yeah.
You got to work on both sides of the ball. You got to perfect your craft. I tell them all the time, what you do today to perfect your craft? If you ain't working to perfect your craft, man, then you doing yourself a disservice, because it's a lot of other dudes out there, man, millions that want your scholarship. They want that opportunity that you want. So what you gonna do to set yourself apart? And we body that every single day. With Stu, Coach Griff, Chris Griffin, man, they us as a coaching staff, man, we all on the same page, and that dog mentality that we bring every single day, we look to bring that out of the guys every single day, and using that trust in the process, that humble and hungry, on that last quote I just used, just to every single day make those guys better.
Woo! Coach Stu, you got something right here, baby. And I'm telling you, man, I love a lot of the things he just pointed out and a lot of the great information that he's telling the players, man. Hey, Coach G, you gonna go down as a legend, baby. You doing some great things right now. You impacting a lot of lives, and that's what we need in the world. For these young men to see great examples of what it is to be a man, and get some information shared with them every now and then. That's not just about sports, but about life. And I gotta give coach a shout out again for coming on. Give a shout out to his parents, for all the great job they done, and just, just look at it, man. The things that he was talking about, even, when he talking about Coach Stu and all the coaches at Victory, man, they building something special over there. And I gotta, say thank you, man, one more time for what you doing. And I'm gonna leave y'all how I always leave y'all. Keep your head up and not down. I ask you a fall to the ground. It's a Life in Football podcast. Catch you next time.